NAVI on that T side. And they're actually going for a very cool strategy here. They're trying to, I think, keep that birthday party player in fur hanging around while there was a bit of an uppercut coming in from the connector. He did fall back a little bit, but it's a nice way to try and trap someone if you can. And he's a little bit alone. I mean, he's got no backup out here for, which I don't think is going to bother him that much. He's a pretty good player at this kind of thing. He's still going to get overrun by Mihu, so that's an issue.
And look at what the attention of KNG goes to. He has to look towards Long, and that slows him down to help out Mayern in the site, who's got 2 kills, add a third on top. He's single-handedly held onto the bomb site. Oh, one more spin. It's absolutely beautiful for Mayern. An ace. It's magical to start the day.
That's so unlikely. He was nearly out of bullets, didn't really have time to reload or anything, and once those Glocks get a little bit closer, it's all an uphill battle, but they managed to turn it around. Amazing display to start off the pistol round with, and MIBR, they are going to be celebrating the fact that they were able to do that, because, yeah, they lost Fur all the way out in the restrooms, and no chance to return any kills or anything. That was about to go horribly wrong. Here we go. Some MP9s picked up an M4A1. Just the pistol on Fallen, so taking a pretty loose approach. There was no bomb plant, so I guess they could probably guess that it wouldn't be a force in this round anyway.
Yeah, I think you're going to operate under that assumption. Obviously, KNG just ready to feast, ready to get some of that bonus money. Going to walk right into the stack. 2 kills for him, still alive, and that's a hard angle to pursue. They're going to take him down just by virtue of lack of HP, but first steps up to the plate next, and it should be damn near impassable here at this position in Fountain.
Doing some really good shots, I agree. That probably should have been a little bit more of a hold, I think, for MIBR. They're not really in trouble yet, but you don't want to be giving away too much here, especially don't want to let them get any kills with this MP9.
The problem now is, too, I mean, you have that M4 on board, so even if you get into the bomb site, if you just lose Fallen, who's dinked up, then all of a sudden that M4 is exposed. That's kind of a dangerous thing that you want to keep your hands on into this round as well. So this gets, I don't know if I'd call it dangerous, but it's certainly got to be a little bit pressure applying onto this MIBR defense, even in a 3-on-2.
Yeah, needlessly so, you could even argue. It's just probably not necessary to be that aggressive and slightly one at a time. So they're going to be saving the M4, which is great news, and they only lose the 2 MP9s there. So they recover the situation fairly well. Question is what they'll do now, because obviously Envy are going to be buying in this next round, and that's not going to surprise MIBR. They got enough money to put together a pretty good buy.
Oh, especially the op on Fallen is the big one. That's going to be huge to see exactly how they put this op into play. And we know, obviously, listen, let's not go too crazy with rolling back the years. Fallen and the op on this map is just a classic. And you kind of hope that he'd be able to log another performance like that here against Envy. But certainly it's going to be a big weapon that Envy's offense is going to have to try and work around and try and take out of his hands as soon as humanly possible. That AWP outplaying towards long A for the moment, and just a pretty passive default spread for Envy.
I don't get to see Fallen AWPing nearly enough these days. It's one of my favorite things, and I think we're robbed of it so much of the time, which is a bit of a shame. Hopefully that's going to be, yeah, just more of a thing throughout this whole best of 3. His aggressive style, when he's really feeling it, when he's sort of pushing forward with and finding kills even at close quarters, is definitely one of the more entertaining aspects of the game. So I'm a big fan of it, and I don't know. It seems like some days he's feeling it, others not so much.
It's been one of the big criticisms of him lately, so I mean we'll just have to see how it goes. Taco takes a little bit of nade damage. Utility exchanged back and forth, and actually MIBR a little bit haggard on the nades that they have. 1 Molotov on Fur. That's a good shot from Fallen. 5-on-4 provided exactly what the AWP is designed for. That one lurker towards bathrooms, towards top stairs, he's picked off. And now Envy, they kind of have to hit the B bomb site. They have no fallback plan. They have the other half of the map is not open to them.
Yeah, and this is going to be tough. 30 seconds left. This is such an obvious situation. They just read it perfectly, MIBR. No surprises here. A lot of damage onto Nifty, and he's going to walk into that AWP that's now down to the bomb site, and they know where Legier is. It's really almost nothing he can do at this point in time. They don't even to fight him. I'm kind of surprised they're even sticking around. There's only 14 seconds, so he would have to try and go and plant this bomb right in their faces. Nice jump up and a great headshot. Bomb being planted inside of the smoke, and Fur, he should be able to get this kill very, very cleanly. The smoke goes up again, though. That's a bit of a mind game now from Legia. If he actually clutches it, that would be a huge mistake from MIBR's point of view. They would almost certainly be kicking themselves. 3rd round here, and Legia goes for the spray that could have easily worked out. That is That should be a strong reminder to MIBR to really keep things cool here. I don't know where that ult went.
No, I don't think Fur does either. So he'll have to search for it after the fact, and that could be dangerous if they lose track of that. That AWP did some work, but so did Legia. The fact that it's even that close, that is phenomenal work from him in a clutch situation. We could see the op is picked up at the end, but for MIBR, again, this is one of the weird things that we're seeing out of this team that makes us kind of doubt their ability at times, is those situations. You have a 5-on-4. Taco gets the next 2 kills, so essentially this is a 5-on-2, and it turns into a 1-on-1 at the end. Those are situations MIBR with that kind of an advantage. We're used to seeing them over the years close those rounds out with no problem. Here, it's an issue, and they lose a lot of money for it.
And speaking of the years, right, that's where you want to say that there should be some fallback experience. Like, that should be everyone's sort of backbone. Just, we know it's a 2-on-1. There's only 15 seconds left, and let's not give him any chances to do anything. Nice shot from Fur, and they're going to swap out the AWPs. That's just a spawn-based position, but that worked out really well. Another round where they start off with 1 AWP kill.
Yeah, you don't see that every day. Fur picking it up, but just by virtue of spawns. So again, another 5-on-4 for MIBR, this time against the 1 AK-47 in Legia's hands and just 3 pistols. Deagle and 2 CZs after it. But Fur still hunting, and I don't know if he actually saw that, but it seems like he just missed the information. He's got Fallen to watch his back, but they're going to be pressured here.
Nice shot, and he's going to turn around ready for it. The rifle goes down. They can't even really pick it up, and now it's Nifty 1 versus 4. This is such a great round so far. See if they can also keep the AWP alive, and they will be able to. It's Fallen with that kill, and so now they're off to a much better start. They keep 4 people alive in that round, so they're doing a good job at the moment.
Yeah, they're doing a great job. You're right, keeping 4 players alive is absolutely massive. And you have to say, good start from Mayern. He's 7-1 by virtue of the ace in the pistol round. But Fur is combined 6-3. That's a very good round from him to hold tight. And Fallen's hit some nice shots with the AWP. So they're getting the openings with the op, and now they're handling the mid-round very well here in round 4. So everything going good for MIBR.
NAVI, we'll see what they could do. It was MIBR that picked this map, and we've been sort of talking about this, I guess, for a little while now, how Overpass seems to have fallen out of favor with a bunch of teams for, I guess, a variety of different reasons. So I wouldn't be surprised if actually, you know, if you are a team that can still feel comfortable playing this, you might be able to, you know, get some teams off guard that just haven't been practicing it nearly as much and have been playing it a little bit less. Don't know if NAVI is necessarily one of those teams, but they're certainly off to a very fine start here on the Brazilian side. So
I mean, even if NAVI's put some work in on this map, you know, that's still a pretty new lineup, especially with Legia coming in. So I mean, it's going to be a work in progress for this team, the entirety of this Flashpoint 1 circuit.
Nifty with an AWP of his own now. 50 seconds on the clock, and so far they've not really progressed that far across the map. They're using some grenades to try and move closer toward the restrooms.
It's the other side of the coin of Fallen being, you know, so successful. Him and Fur getting those picks with the op is you're going to start seeing NAVI use a lot more utility as they approach bomb sites to just negate try and neutralize that op. And again, it's going to provide a pick. No flashbang for that peek from Legia. A little bit uncoordinated. There's still 3 left in the NAVI hands. And this is going to be a tough execute. 3 defenders here at the A bomb site.
Yeah, you're right. They're all here. And look at the clock as well. Sub 20 seconds as they start to make their way onto the bomb site. Some pretty good smokes to try and block off that AWP. But Fur is flashed into a great kill. Fallen doesn't even need the AWP. If he can just throw 1 flashbang like that, he'll do everything. A great follow-up kill, leaving Nifty alone with only 5 seconds. So he's just going to try and save that AWP. Pretty good defense. And that's, I mean, as you said, 3 people at the bomb site when the actual execute was even initiated.
Yeah, well, we're getting the good Fallen as well that we wanted.
Yeah.
He's got 2 opening picks with that AWP, and after that pick, he's working very well with his teammate. Flashbang for Fur to be able to get this peak, so he's got 2 kills and an assist in this round, and then covering out towards long. Fallen being dynamic with this op and doing a very good job of reading the game, of reading the play that's coming next. That's the dangerous Fallen that's going to be tough for the NAVI offense to overcome, and that's part of the reason why we have them calling this timeout here. So good start for MIBR. Great start, 5-0.
Yeah, and some of these rounds, right, where they come out with 3 people alive, so
yeah, they're building,
starting to look better.
They're building the economy. Actually, not as well as you might think, to be honest with you, looking over at the cash now. Pretty much, what, 3 players stuck right around $1,100, $1,200. it's only really Mayern who's got some cash built up at 4,400. But you have to imagine that's going to spike at some point.
Yeah, I mean, they're slowly getting there. It might take a little bit longer than they were expecting. And I guess the downside is that Envy's round loss bonus is now kicking in full effect. So it's probably going to be a lot of pressure here until they can find a way to break that T-side economy. But they're having a little bit of a breather right now. If they can just survive the pistols and that AWP that was saved on Nifty, they can do a good job. He's actually taking way less damage than you imagine.
Yeah, that looked like it was going to be deadly. I don't know if one of those nades maybe hit him and dropped beneath the lip of the staircase, but that's very fortunate for Fur. That looked like he was going to be really, really hindered for the rest of this round.
Grenade physics are like a whole, that's a whole separate field. Not many people study it.
Grenade physics has been a long-term frustration in CSGO, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's even more...
It's been like 6 years of like, oh, that grenade's going to do so much damage. Oh, wait. Yeah. Oh, shit.
It's harder to figure out than even quantum physics, isn't it? Like, no one actually understands it completely, so... Fallen, set up here. Could be a nice kill. Flashed off the angle. Nifty was, I think, ready to try and take that on the other side. But, yeah, they're just going to be edging their way forward. I mean, so much of this round is surely just going to be on whether... Oh, wow. Oh, my God.
How's that for
That's
nade physics?
A nuclear bomb that fucked them up, didn't it?
Well, nice and softened up for Fur behind the smoke. Here they come. Pop flash through. It's going to drop it. Still hasn't seen anything. Fur's close up as well. Fur is playing a dangerous game, stepping through to the other side. And they're aware of the possibility, but Fur is just toying with them. Now he's got so many targets available. Doesn't even know which one to pick. Another one added on. And Calyx with very low HP stuck in the back. So 4 players going to survive. Op will be recovered for MIBR. Things still looking good for the Brazilian defense.
That was some amazing awareness from Fur being inside of the smoke. I mean, it's one thing for us who have the minimap and we have the X-ray. We've got some idea what's going on. But Fur seemed to be able to just read that perfectly.
I don't know if it's reading as much as just kind of crossing your finger, right? Like, especially when you hear the bullets just spamming through, it's like, please just don't hit me in the face.
But he saw like 3 people towards the A-bomb site, and he still was aware enough to turn around and look for the guy that was inside the smoke or behind him. Yeah, you're right. I mean, there is obviously an element of that. There could be a radar element too, where he's sort of, good at using that in the middle of the whole thing. But I thought that was pretty impressive.
All right, well, KNG has just cut this map in half, essentially, especially that positioning from Fur. 1 kill for him, and Mihu's got to be cautious now about the ladder behind him. So KNG just going to patiently wait. But MIBR looks like they were setting up for a flash play for Taco through Monster. It was called off at the last second. But still, MIBR has to have the information that it's all at the B bomb site. And look at how aggressive they're being. Envy's got to be so frustrated. What are you supposed to do here?
Not much, apparently. Nifty, it's a good opening kill there on Mayan, and if he could have got the one on Fallen too, then we can start to talk about them recovering the round and starting to make their way back in. But yeah, this is the kind of play you see out of MIBR, and you think, all right, like...
They're back.
Yeah, more of this. If they could just do this more often, then actually they would be a very, very dangerous team.
I think that the trouble with that is they're taking advantage of what you have to assume is going to be a little bit of a disorganized Envy, especially when those pushes and the op picks are coming in and being so effective round after round. You really start to feel hopeless, like you can't even set anything up or execute any kind of attack. Calyx gets the 1 kill, immediately traded, and there's Fallen again with the op. Another double kill for the MIBR captain, 7-0 now.
Yeah, that's, one hell of a start. You might be right. There is obviously, it has to be seen through the lens of Envy's current situation. There's no denying that. But yeah, you still see it and you think like they could do this more. Like there is that element still inside of the team. We've seen a lot of games recently where it disappears even after a little bit of a punch in the face. So. See if they could keep it up here. Back to the pistols, though. The
other issue now, I mean, if you even want to go deeper into it for the economy, is they had them kind of close to a breaking point just 2 rounds ago. Now that opportunity has kind of disappeared. There's another full buy behind any loss that MIBR takes, so it's just going to get more difficult for Envy. MIBR set up with a nice stack in the danger stairs. Ryan just waiting.
Yeah, up on top of the shells. It's really, really hard to clear, isn't it? Finding a bit of a battle here against the pistol, which is should be working out in their favor. They all double up. They were even flashed in by Fallen, I think.
They were not having a good time with that fight.
No, it took them a while, didn't it?
Yeah.
Do you know the shells, you can jump up on them from the actual stairs?
Yes.
Like, you don't even need to go to the high ground like people sometimes do. You can just make the jump from the middle of the stairs. Which is I don't know, just not the best position in the world to be in always, but it's kind of fun.
Listen, any position MIBR's in at the moment is probably feeling quite nice to them. This is a feeling they probably haven't had in some time, being up 8-0, feeling like you're dominant.
I think it's been far too long, so hope they enjoy it, because
it might not last.
It might not last. That's the truth, isn't it? I mean, the obvious reason, by the way, just before people start going on social media, actually, Anders, the reason they obviously do the boost is to not make the noise of jumping. So we know that. I just still think it's a cool trick.
Yeah, we're just talking.
We're just talking.
We're just having a conversation. Molotov down, Nifty is going to get past it. AWP in his hands, and now a double up setup. One in KNG, one on Fallen, and that's the first time in a while that Envy's had the opening kill.
And that must have been through the smoke, right? Calyx is down there outside of the B bomb site, so...
Looks like it. Might have gotten it right before the smoke plumed, but certainly not a good position for MIBR to be in. But now as the smoke fades, KNG wants that angle.
For Leggy, hoping he doesn't fall off. Calyx is also watching it, so looks like it'll be just fine. Smoke goes up. There's a flashbang. And they actually go for the fight. I was going to say that could have been very, very dangerous. Long range, and man seems to be on point. Great shot on Calyx, but it's still a 4-on-3. And Envy with a chance maybe to pick up their first round here.
I like the aggressiveness of Legia peeking with that flashbang, especially once the shot rings out. You know he's likely blind. It was a panic shot. And that gives an opening. 50 seconds on the clock as Envy try and work around the map. Through 2 more players, adding up to 3 at long A. And again, it's just going to be Fallen defending this A bomb site. And I would say just Fallen. He's got his AWP.
He's got the AWP. They have 2 smokes, which is decent for the A bomb site, but it's not guaranteed that they can block him off. And I'm kind of curious, and he made that jump. He definitely saw that. So he's going to call in some backup. You could already see Furry started to make his way over, and that means even if they smoke off, theoretically, they could try and look over the smoke. There's a bunch of things they could do. They actually go for it way earlier than the smoke's even going up. Fallen, about to be flanked. That's a great shot to take down the gear, and now the enemy AWP coming in. That's Nifty, easily picking off. 10 seconds on the clock, and the bomb not going to be stopped by that grenade. Does a tiny bit of damage, but that's it. A good lead here for Envy, and they should be able to pick up this round if they could keep that cool. They got the Molotov still on Mihu. Fur just charging in behind the flashbang. He's going to get the one, but he can't spin quick enough. Headshot from Mayan, though. And now Nifty. AWP on the other side. Quick jump, and he's ready for it. Nice shot from Nifty. Yeah,
Mayan never knew where Nifty was in that. You could see him looking towards bathrooms, not aware that he was out towards long. Nice try on the defense. I actually thought Fallen again. He had that red. It was just a little bit, took his aim away from that long angle. It's hard to kind of juggle the pressure when they're attacking that that truck.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a bit much, and especially when one of the angles... I mean, Nifty wasn't even pushing, he was just holding the angle, which is kind of smart, right?
Yeah, the tough part, I think, was Fur, even though he rotates over, not able to get into the bomb site to mount any real defense. He's kind of just in support of Fallen when the hit does come in. Ooh, that's a missed smoke. But he didn't have any flashbangs. That's the hard part of while you're supporting Fallen. You want a flashbang to delay things, and he just didn't have one.
That smoke did not only fail, it bounced and landed on the lamp. We almost need a replay of the smoke. That's a 1 in a million. I don't even know how you do that. I mean, it serves no practical purpose at all whatsoever, but... Maybe if you throw it there and CTs try and push, you could shoot them in the knees and they'll never see you.
They'll never see it coming. That's a cruel way to do battle. Going for the kneecaps.
I mean, why not? If, you know...
Alright. You like to fight dirty?
If you're behind 8-1, it's all's fair at that point in time. You gotta go for it.
That's true.
They did another double nade. They did that earlier down at the B ramp. This time it was for the jump spot position, the B bomb side. So they're really trying to make it work, Envy, for some early damage, and it's just not.
Well, you have to imagine... Ooh, that's a nice pick onto Fallen. Again, an opening kill. This time it's Nifty providing it. You could see MIBR. I have to imagine there was some kind of communication. That's a second nade Nifty has missed in this round. That Envy is taking this slow, save some of the Molotovs, save some of the nades for later.
Second miss was nearly as cool.
No, the first one was way cooler. So you have to think, Mihu, no nades for a flashbang. He's going to try and be an aggressive lurk and provide one more kill at this A bomb site before the attack comes in, and it might be successful. He's got to go now. Mayern falls off the ramp. Taco got to swing wide. It's all he had. And all the nades have gone away from MIBR. KNG now the last man defending this B bomb site. The Fallen's here too. Look at the time. Look at the time. 10 seconds.
Oh, they can stop this. A disaster. There's Nifty going down. The bomb is trying to make its way onto the site, but it just can't. 5 seconds left, and inside the smoke, trying to get that plant through. Like, yeah, a bit of a hero there, but can Mihu actually stop it? He's walked in behind. He hasn't shot that gun yet, so I don't think they even know that he's there. A bit of a flank, and he's get the headshot, but he's no idea where Fur is, I think. Maybe down on the bomb site somewhere, but he's got the perfect read for it. Going to try and see if he can peek behind the flashbang, and goes for the open fight. Mihu will save the day. A good double kill that could have absolutely backfired 10 different ways. I can't believe they won that round.
Yeah, that was intense. The time coming that low, that flank had to kind of speed up, and you could see a little bit slow, not able to get involved in the actual action of taking the bomb site, which is exactly what it's designed for, but still a really powerful position for the clutch, especially considering the plant spot. So nice communication for Envy and a tough scenario. That's their second round, and they've finally done it. They've taken all the money away from MIBR, so this is a great chance. As much as this half has probably sucked and feels like a lost cause for Envy, you can claw this right back now that you have the economic control.
Yeah, up against, I mean, it's wild to be watching. 8-2, and immediately they're back to Deagles, and a couple of scouts here. That is a bit of a swing. It looks like they want to try and see if they could maybe speed it up quick to the B bomb side. That would probably work out very well at the moment.
Both round victories for Envy coming into one-on-ones at the end. First it was Nifty with the AWP, then Mihu with the Krieg in the previous round we just saw. So that means they haven't been able to build up money. Look how broke they are. So for MIBR, even if you don't win this round, 2-3 kills is everything you need, but it might not happen. Mayern, a stunning shot. There's the scout from up top, so Mayern can still do this, but he can't connect onto Calyx, who is low HP.
Ooh, that looks so promising. It looked like it could have even been another straight headshot. Smoke is making this just a guessing game from KNG's point of view, and the bomb will go down without much difficulty in this round. Taco obviously playing for an anti-flash. He was hoping the man would get the right timing for a spot in case anyone walked up behind him, so that's just a calculated risk. And
yeah, you don't expect him to just clean walkout monster, and unfortunately it's exactly what they did. You're right, though. Mayern had a chance for one more headshot, maybe even double him up with Calyx at 13 HP. I like that Fallen sticking around, though, trying to find one more on the exit, looking for the escape. Oh, he spotted it, can't transfer over, but Calyx ran out of bullets. He's going to finish it off with the Glock. And Fur boosted up, should be able... Ooh, just jumped away from his vision. I don't think Envy realizes how close a lot of those situations were to just lose some weapons, which would have been a disaster.
Yeah, that's the one thing they really don't want to do. I mean, it's good that they're winning the rounds, but can't be throwing away guns when you're just getting back into the game. So, 8-3. I mean, it's a bit of an interesting turn. I think you're right, though. They can really make it back in this half all of a sudden. A lot has changed, even though it doesn't really seem like it.
This round will be big. If they win this, then you're all of a sudden looking at least 5 rounds for Envy, and that's a pretty good foothold to gain, considering you started 8-0 down. We'll see what they've got. Nifty's done a good job providing some openings, but that was with the AWP. Now he's back onto the AK-47. No ops for MIBR either.
Ooh. Some random shots being put through down there. Looked like they were close to connecting. But yeah, they've done a lot. You're right. They could take the guns away again. Fallen doesn't have that AWP. It's all looking a bit brighter. Furf just flashed into that fight. And again, Fallen, remember he was flashing some of the fights over at the A bomb site when they were trying to get in there. So don't even always need that strong sniper rifle. Sometimes the flashbang will set up for a nice kill. And that's some basic Counter-Strike that any team in the world should be able to do.
Yeah.
I'd like to see it.
Yeah, well, they obviously have a very good plan. Fallen's doing a phenomenal job, as you've highlighted there. MIBR need to rotate some players back to the A bomb site. At the moment, it's just KNG. So you see Fallen, you see Fur. They're wrapping around now at the A bomb site itself, but they need to get out of the choke points and into the site itself, and Fallen has just done that. KNG in the corner. Can they provide enough distraction for him? Fallen meant to take the aggression, meant to take the initial contact, but KNG peeks ahead of time, and he gets a double kill for his troubles, and Fallen and Fur to clean things up. 9-3, all 5 players survive.
Wow. I completely agree. It looked like it was going to be KNG last in that sequence, and...
He got bored.
He got bored, jumped the gun.
Works.
Yeah, apparently does. I mean... He was, and obviously the Envy player that was there, Ryan, I think, who was leading the charge, right? He's trying to coordinate with the push that's coming in from long at the same time. So he's just, sort of like, guys, you ready? Can we go for it? And then they're all dead.
All right, who's ready, guys? I'm flashing on 3. Crap.
Yeah.
B-rush, baby, right through the smoke. Here we go. MIBR gonna have a big job to do, and he's shot straight in the face. Taco now blinded. These are great flashbangs for NV. Taco needs to land these shots. There's the first. He slowed him down. Got time for KNG, who's delivered a double again.
Wow, they were all over that bomb site. Fallen gonna go for the fight, and that's a big win. He's out of the fire and barely staying alive. But 1 versus 2 for Calix, making this very, very tricky. I mean, there's all the time in the world. If he could pick up the bomb, he could kind of travel all across the map if he could get out of the bomb site. I don't mind that he does this at all. And I think MIBR know it as well.
I think they're worried about that flank. Remember, they lost that round earlier to coming around, so they were checking behind them first, being very cautious. But yeah, he should have the spot. He does, and not even paying attention. Calix has no idea. Fur is up to 19-7. He's having himself a game and a half. He's been phenomenal at the A bomb site. He's been phenomenal in support, and now he's even helping out at the B bomb site. So good game from him overall.
Yeah, that worked out really well. All things considered, that grenade that was being thrown in was, went way too far as they were coming through the monster tunnel, and I don't know.
I mean, listen, those, for a team that I kind of talk about probably a little bit disorganized on this map and still kind of learning it and putting it together with this lineup, those were some great staggered flashbangs that NV was throwing that blinded the MIBR defense without blinding the attack.
Yeah, that was a good display, wasn't it?
If it wasn't for Fallen getting that shot in the flames to stop the plant, they might have been in real trouble.
And it is the worst feeling in the world if you're MIBR in that position and you know they're all lined up inside of that tunnel, and you get nobody.
It's because it's all in that first engagement, right? If you get that first player, then you know they're just lined up in the smoke and they have no vision. Unfortunately, it gets banged out.
And you know what could have been. That's the thing in the back of your mind, right?
You're thinking frag video, highlights.
Could have been the whole spray down. Well, he might get another chance to do it right here as they're coming through the tunnel again. This time he's not quite lining them up, but a good headshot. Taco there with a bit of a crossfire, but Calix with an excellent double return of that AK-47, taking down the 2B defenders. And now it's a 3-on-3 with enough time to switch this around if they really wanted to. Bit of a fight, and that's one hell of a flip for Fallen. Taking down Miu, that's so quick.
Yeah, he's gaming right now. He's just going for the peaks, going for all the fights. Calix is going to step up to the plate next, but with 40 seconds, it looks like they might want to call an audible. Back to the A bomb site we go. Now, this will probably take a little bit of time because they have to be cautious of bathrooms, but they also have to take a risk, and they're not going to be able to clear everything out. So this timer is going to get down very low. KNG with the Molotov, with the smoke, with the flashbang, can do a lot to delay things.
Yeah, the problem is also when you're down to just 20 seconds, right? You really need to win that first fight, although there's going to be no doubt. Everyone's going to rotate immediately. 14 seconds now on the clock. They can't even really get delayed. KNG, he's here, and he's got a Molotov as well, and they walk right into it.
That's it. It's over. No time for Calix to pick up the bomb. Molotov on top of it as it is. And he just needs to make sure it doesn't go down after the timer. So just tuck yourself into a corner. That's perfect. 11-3 for MIBR. So there was a chance for Envy. We had that one window of opportunity when they had the economy reset. MIBR was just with a sketchy buy with very few nades. They needed to win that round, and this is back to being brutal.
Yeah, the punishment is returned pretty quickly. They had like a little bit of a vacation of the 3 rounds. They're like, yay.
This is fun. We're winning.
Yeah. And it could have been, what, from 3 to 5 like we were mentioning. And now,
it's gone the other way.
It has gone the other way. Double up now on the CT side. MIBR definitely playing a strong first half right now. Good leg shot on Legia. Will put him in a little bit of trouble in the round. Switching up weapons as the incoming attack, but they get the rifle out just in time, and what a great double kill from Fur. And he's just looking for more. Staying aggressive, which is kind of in his nature. Triple kill right now, and maybe should be falling back. Calix is about to flank him. That should be a one fight immediately for Calix, but somehow Fur does a lot of damage.
I thought he was going to win that. I thought he was just going to be a damn turret.
It looked like it, didn't it? Flank is in down on the other side, so no chance here for Calix with this little health. KNG covering this one angle with the AWP. That's it. 12-3 in the first half in favor of MIBR. That is such a good first half.
Yeah, and I feel like that's a style of MIBR that we haven't seen in a while. That was one thing that they've been missing while they've been disappointing is having that AWP impact. So many entry kills with or opening kills, I should say, on the CT side. So many leg shots. They did a great job with the AWPs. That's put them at a huge lead, 12-3. We're going to head to a break. When we come back, we'll have the conclusion of map 1. So stay tuned to Flashpoint.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Second half going to be coming up here. It's the first map still in the best of 3 between NAVI and MIBR, and it's been a bit of a blazing first half for MIBR.
Or a rough ride so far for NAVI.
Yeah.
This hasn't panned out anyway they would have liked it. That's a really tough first half. And as I said, I think it's just the problem of them running into, obviously, Fur with his aggression on this map. Historically, that's been effective. Fallen with the AWP was effective with opening kills. That's just a tough thing to get around on a map like this.
Yeah, that's I mean, it's a tough way to begin, and it looked like they had a chance to get back into it early on, but it kind of fell apart, didn't it?
Listen, go back and watch like the opening pistol round of this map. Remember, Mayern had that ace, and it was a round that it felt like MIBR was 100% going to lose until Mayern sprang into action. So that's got to be frustrating for NAVI as well. Mihu going to start backing away, feels the pressure, sees some of the shots, but hasn't spotted information. So a little bit curious in the way he's sticking around for just an extra moment. But obviously a big stack towards that B bomb site for the NAVI defense. The question is, how long do they want to keep 4 players there? Legia just set up with 2 flashbangs. He can rotate back very quickly to the A bomb site to help with those. Problem is just the only man, the single man Mihu, actually defending.
I mean, if they end up going for that B bomb site, that's going to be real bad news. The flash setup alone will probably cancel that right out. So it's pretty good news that MIBR are making a bit of noise on the other side. That might force their hand NAVI to stay away from that 4-1 split.
I think MIBR is going to assume that kind of a contact at long forced some kind of a rotation, some kind of a shift, and it hasn't.
No, they're sticking with it.
Even Legia is sneaking back to the B bomb site. He kind of hesitated, backed away briefly, but now he's sticking around.
And they have a smoke for the sniper spot, but that's not even going to matter in terms of the flashbangs, right? Like, if they put that up, and they will, I don't think Legia is going to be just going to be waiting for it anyway. Let's see how many people come through the tunnel. Still 30 seconds. A bit of noise being made. Fallen going down before any engagement, and that was the bomb. So 25 seconds, and they almost have to stick around. Ryan gets dropped. That's Taco with the kill, but the flash is working. Legia will get that assist, and Calix will just keep following up. Beautiful headshots to take down Mayan and KNG both. And with the bomb plant, this would have been a cool flank for Fur to get in, but without it, it doesn't really do much.
Yeah, that's so unfortunate. MIBR is going to be probably a little frustrated when they see that replay and realize they had the A bomb site wide open, and the fake just didn't work. Just that small amount of presence towards long, not going to pull the rotation, especially when there's no hit after that for like 15 seconds. As a defender, you're like, oh, they shot it long, and we've seen absolutely nothing since then.
Yeah, that was a
kind of know it's coming.
Terrible pitch, wasn't it?
Yeah.
They didn't sell it, didn't have the right graphics
And then
in the PDF
first
or
person,
anything.
the first person to go down at the B bomb site is Fallen with the bomb as well. So just every step of the way, the game was given up.
Mihu pushing quite far forward. He's got some backup behind it, but not nearly as much as I would want with this kind of weapon that he's carrying. If you go down here and somehow drop that M4 around the corner, what is with throwing grenades and this NAVI team?
You don't like it? Not feeling good about it?
I just, you know, maybe they could take a lesson from me. Just don't even try and throw them.
Just don't even buy them.
Yeah.
You could save a lot of money, a lot more guns if you don't buy nades.
I feel like I have like a special superpower, which is whenever I pull out a grenade, that's when people peek. So I just try to just like, you know what, it's not even worth it.
It's not an easy superpower to work around, is it?
No, because
they don't peek if you don't pull the nade out.
That's it. You don't get any fights. Oh, he's seen it. He desperately wants that jump. Probably could have called that in. I don't know if KNG.
I'm sure he did. I'm sure it was just KNG maybe not thinking that he'd be able to get shot from that angle. I don't know. Trying to give him the benefit of the doubt. Fur can't land the 1 dig, and it's just fallen. This round has slipped away from MIBR, so a 5th round now for the NAVI defense.
Without losing too many players in this round, I mean, any at all right now, that is shaping up to be a decent start to the second half, and it is a CT-sided map, so it's hard to say how much they can bring it back. I mean, it shouldn't really be 12-3 type, you know, one-sided. But still, maybe they could do it. Yeah,
you saw the issues that NAVI had getting past the AWP from MIBR, getting past, remember, the early aggression from MIBR, Fur pushing in bathrooms, KNG pushing all the way up to playground. Those things kind of threw NAVI out of their game plan, it felt. And if they're going to do something similar, if they're up, if Nifty with the AWP catches fire early on, I think MIBR is going to have the same struggle. So we'll hold the phone on whether this can actually be a comeback or not until we see that first gun round. But NAVI, you're exactly right. Off to the best start you could possibly hope for.
Cool little jump throw from Leggy. Lots of different ways to do that. By the way, this might be slightly unknown to the majority of people who sort of watch Counter-Strike even a lot. Leggy is just an ultra nerd when it comes to coming up with smokes. Him and I have like a year-long back and forth on finding the most ridiculous smokes possible. So when Leggy has got yeah.
I don't think that's actually as funny to people.
No,
that aren't me. I find it funny because I know how much time you put into finding useless smokes.
Oh yeah, a lot. Well, I think Leggy comes up with useful smokes, but he's got more defensive. Oh, that's a.
Have you ever thought of trying that? Useful smokes?
I considered it for a while, but it just didn't seem like my thing. KNG down at the bomb side again. You know, any kind of distraction on the other side would have been way better, but they were trying to go for that early hit. Yeah, so I don't know, like, if anyone was going to come up with something fun for NAVI to do in terms of, you know, freaky trick smokes, Leggy is a pretty good bet for it, but, I would say. Trying to get that time. It doesn't really work out. They survive with 4 members in this round, 5 in the last round. So this is a great start for them.
One thing I will say about Leggy, not just with his smoke throwing, but you'd imagine someone coming in as a coach who hasn't played, you know, professional CS in well over a year since his last stint in Big with the team.
Yeah, probably.
You'd expect him to be like a little bit timid, like trying to kind of figure out the timings and how to peek and everything. At least he's just straight up balls to the wall. Like he's going for fights, he's going for peaks.
And that's obviously what you want. So yeah, I mean, he's got some power behind him in this game, and I mean that can help them out a lot. They need it. They need everything they can get at the moment. 12-6 it's a good start to the second half, but it's obviously not enough here. Very, very dangerous jump for Calyx on the other side. More often than not, that will get your face taken right off, and not in the cool movie way either.
No.
Don't get it replaced.
You don't get a new one. You don't get to be Nicolas Cage for 2 hours. Well, Taco outside of the B bomb site.
Don't you just hate the fact that you know they're going to do a remake of that? That's going to be worse at one point.
I hope they do. I love that movie.
No, but it's going to be way worse.
You can't make that movie worse.
All right. So, well,
think of the new face technology that we can imagine in these days. The face off would be much more believable.
All right. So with extra graphics, who would you if you had to swap faces with someone in Counter-Strike, who would it be, Jason?
That's a really good question.
Yeah, you want a couple of rounds to think about it?
I want a couple of rounds to think about it.
That's fair enough. Doesn't have to be an immediate kind of thing. 12-6 though, and a first chance here for MIBR to actually, I think, just try and close this map out really quickly before NAVI get too much momentum rolling, because this is a good lead, but you don't want to leave the door open and just try and put it back in. Nifty, I can't believe he even got any kills in that. He was completely surprised by that. Nothing to set it up. KNG, though, still rolling into the bomb side and getting kills left and right. Oh, I can't believe it. He failed to spray initially and followed the side of the health going into it. KNG continues the rampage. A quick quad kill for him, leaving Ryan in a 1 versus 2 here. Bomb going down with 3 seconds left. That was very, very close indeed. And Ryan is going to get double teamed by Fur and Taco, and they'll win that fight 13-6 now.
I'm wondering if that smoke was designed. I thought that would be one to go in towards Bank, and it was just maybe missed. But then Fallen tried to plant in it, so I'm wondering if that was improvised or not. But either way, KNG bails them out. He gets the 4 entry kills, first 4 kills for MIBR, 13-6 now. That's a pretty dominant round from him. He's also up to 20 and 12. So him and Fur really delivering in this map so far for MIBR.
Yeah, super enjoyable. I feel like games where, especially Fur is playing well, is always going to make it very, very hard for the opponent. Again, he's got that very aggressive style. It's just so hard to keep hold of him and then sort of know where he's going to be across the map. So
yeah,
whenever he's having a good day, yeah, it's going to be that much worse, I think. Some random grenades being thrown out, not connecting with anybody.
This is all the money that NV have. Losing this round would be a catastrophe. They would be hard-pressed to fight for the rest of this map. Good shot from Nifty. Quick scope as Mayern comes around the corner. Still one more player waiting in Playgrounds.
I feel like Nifty's been hitting some really good shots. He just hadn't had much of a chance to actually have that AWP. A little bit of a UMP from up high takes down Fur. And Taco will get the revenge at least for a 3-on-3. He has still 50 seconds on the clock, so they can do a lot with this. Legia peeking in a very dangerous spot, and they're coming out of the monster tunnel. Yeah, that was a really good, I think, almost instinctive play from KNG.
MIBR has a weird problem, though. They've had so much success at the B bomb site, but the bomb is on Fallen all alone, so he's got to make his play towards A instead of wrapping all the way back, and that means MIBR has to keep the attention of Mihu and Nifty at this site. But at any one point, if that kill doesn't go to KNG, Nifty can turn around and go back towards A, and this is going to work out due to the virtue of that kill.
Yeah, this is very, very strange.
It's sketchy, though. If Nifty falls back to save the op, I mean, he has a situation where Fallen's the only one there. Now, actually, I think Taco's met up with him, so no problems. It's all fixed. It's all fine.
I was getting slightly worried as well. Yeah, I could see a world in which he would sort of stumble back into just being in the right spot at the right time. KNG way out of the open, and another quad kill for him. He's up to 24. He's actually overtaken Fur. What a great little power duo they've got going on there. 24 and 12, 23 and 12. That explains at least some of this 14-6 lead that they've got going on. Things are working out real well at the moment.
Yeah, for the moment.
It is their map pick again, and it yeah, I don't know. Mirage it'll be fun to see if they can continue this kind of a style.
I hope so. You'd imagine that's going to be another map where the ops can be impactful with the opening kills. That'll be very fun to watch.
Although
for now, yeah.
For some odd reason, a lot of people who are good with orbs don't like playing Mirage. It's just you get smoked off a lot.
Yeah, all the smokes are pretty well known. Yeah, you're right. We've talked about that a couple times. It is a map where it seems like the op angles are like the least used angles for the AWP, and KNG just, you know, balls out.
Yeah, they say there's no such thing as a free lunch. The economists like to say it all the time, but KNG just found.
Punch those economists in the face. Said, yeah, it is.
Yeah. People should do more often. Metaphorically, guys.
Metaphorically.
Yeah, bomb down. Envy taking a risk. They had a flashbang. They were hoping that someone would show up. I don't mind it. I think it's just fine. But this time, the shooting gallery is going on. MIBR are not even just content to win the round. Vengeful, spiteful like that.
Yeah, they won all the kills. Ruthless.
It's kind of unnecessary, isn't it?
9 chances for MIBR to close out Overpass over Envy. And they've got plenty of money built up to do it. No op for Envy on this defensive side, just 4 M4s in the FAMAS. And this is where you hope you'd see that MIBR that can just close out these games. That just says, we're done with it, let's just move on to the next map.
All indications seem to suggest that that is what we're dealing with right here, that kind of look for the Brazilian squad, which is what we have to hope for as well. Nifty gonna go for a... That is very odd. That was just outside of his field of view. I am guessing that he's playing not with the resolution that we're watching the stream in, because it looked like maybe he could have seen something there, but that was a lot of chaos. And that happened every once in a while. Fallen now takes up the position with the AWP, and if they'd overstepped them up there, it would have been a disaster. Nice return kill from Calyx taking down KNG. But this Molotov might actually force someone into a fight. That's going to be really awkward. Look at the timing between all of this. Like Legia and me, who absolutely outplayed in that little duo there from Fur and Fallen.
MIBR is just playing with so much confidence at the moment. Look at the aggression of Fur pushing up behind the Molotovs. He wants to prevent them from even getting in a position for the retake. And this is going to be so difficult to clear out. It's going to have to be Calyx. They might be able to double peek it, but Fur's going to take the peek ahead of time. And he's just sealed the map. It'll be 16-6. That's a confident, dominant victory for MIBR. That is a confident style of play that we have not seen them bring out for some time, and I loved every bit of it.
That was amazing. So 16-6, and Fur had 29 kills and 25 kills on KNG. He almost dropped 30, and they didn't even get to 30 rounds. That's
that's not bad at all, is it?
That's pretty good. Well done.
Yeah, that's got to hurt if you're MIB, or excuse me, if you're Envy. That's not the way you wanted this opening series to go. So tough times for them are ahead. But as you said, Mirage is next, but actually the desk is next. So we're going to go to a break. Then you'll get those guys to chat your ear off for a bit, and then we'll get the next map underway.
Welcome back from the break, ladies and gentlemen. We are back from the break and back from our first map. And it's looking like everybody's got the big brain over here on the desk and at the casters because MIBR, they looked really good.
They did, right? That was Vintage Fur playing super aggressive on the A site first half. Everything working out in his favor. K&G went off as well, which is something we haven't really seen in this iteration of MIBR, right? 8-1 in opening duels between the two of those guys. Over 100 ADR for both of them. They just carried MIBR through this match, and it was never even close.
It really wasn't. And Vintage Fur, indeed, I got to say, Overpass and Fur, that spot towards the connector side. I mean, we called that first spot for years back in from 2013 to 2016. So Overpass and Fur, I think they definitely go hand in hand. And you could absolutely see that. He even took the op from Fallen one round, utilizing his spawn, going towards that party. I like the proactive plays coming out of MIBR. And you can certainly see that really set the pace for themselves. They had such an early, strong start. And that definitely helped push them over the line.
Yeah, being as we commented on the Vitor, that's another area that you can see that they've lost confidence in themselves, that they don't have an established Vitor of like a go-to map, a map that you have to ban against them. They kind of just go wherever they want at the moment. I actually predict after this, they're going to try Overpass for a while. They're going to think that this is their home map, and they're going to, in the next series, this will be the pick. It's just the obvious one.
Ryan had a banger. Look at those.
He had a rough game.
Yeah,
He certainly had a rough game, didn't he?
20, yikes.
Listen, sometimes that happens. doesn't quite go according to plan.
Yeah, when you're not one of the when you're the only player without a star, star name on the team, you can't be putting up a 3-20 performance, right? You feel like you're on the hot seat right now if you're Ryan. You have to perform. So it sucks to see that coming out of the young guy.
It does, but MV also had some good looks on their side, on their T side, specifically towards that monster. I mean, we even saw Legia getting set up with those flashbangs and getting set up for kills. We didn't see that for the Ryan side of things, but I think MV showed us a different side of T side, because on that first day, if we remember, it was their CT side that was their strong point, and their T side was struggling slightly.
Now, exactly, and this is what I kind of want to touch on here, because we're focusing on Envy, and in times of crisis, it's good to have a survival kit. And so right now, what would be in Envy's survival kit? If they needed something right now to dig in there, they're pulling it out. It's going to save them versus MIBR. What are they looking for here?
Time machine to take them back to 2015.
I know exactly. Prime Kenny S. I don't know.
Time machine. Time machine is it?
A time machine.
I mean, to be fair for them, they would just.
We saw how that wound up in 12 Monkeys, though. I don't know if that's where we want to go with this, but
the problem is, obviously, jokes aside, they should have their proper lineup. There's one thing, every Envy result in this tournament, I'm going to give them a little asterisk, and I won't entirely blame them. They don't have the real team in this scenario.
No, I think they'll look a lot better on Mirage. So what they would have in their kit is obviously aim-based maps like Mirage, the one they picked, where they're going to have a better game plan. They're going to have points of attacks, be able to, control the fights on the map and not have Fur just push all over the place and destroy them. So I think we're going to see a different beast on Mirage, and I think that's probably the tool in their kit.
I definitely have to agree, especially because Mirage and MIBR has been such a sad storyline in all of really 2018 and 2019. So this is going to be a huge tell going back to Mirage. We haven't seen MIBR going back to that map, especially since Phelps left the team. They've always struggled towards that A-bomb site. So I'm really curious to see how they've incorporated Mayor and how they're going to actually capitalize on all 5 players on Mirage.
And anything to add there?
I mean, I definitely agree with that angle as well. Like, the craziest thing actually about this veto here is these were the 3 maps that the core of MIBR basically made their whole dynasties off. It was exactly these maps here. So the fact that the opponent now picks Mirage into really shows where MIBR as a team is at, because when they had Cold Zero, this used to be the guy's best map. Like, this is where he would always go crazy on the T side. So,
well, he's got the tag, he's got the tattoo. I mean, this is pretty much his turf.
He isn't here anymore, though, mate.
Used to be.
So.
Yeah. Used to be.
I mean, that's actually probably why MIBR's Mirage has fallen off of a cliff, is because he was so good as that catwalk player by the B bomb site, right? He never overextended. He always played passive. He rotated back towards window to pick up, if the A players rotated towards the A site. He did such a good job of just rotating into the right spots, and I feel like that's missing right now at the B bomb site. Taco still does all of his same stuff that he's always done, but it's that secondary role in the B site that it takes a special player like Cold Zero to be able to do that as perfectly as he did when he was, peak Cold.
Yeah, I'm just seeing Taco as the anvil, and he's missing the hammer right now. They're missing that crushing force that's going to be there to do the damage. And, well, right now, I mean, do we expect to see something more out of Ryan here going into a second map? Is that a situation where, just shake it off? That map never happened.
Expect to see something out of him, yeah. Just give us a break, will you, mate? Was he working from home as well? Did he even turn up today?
Yeah.
Breakfast in bed. Just ate all the bullets.
Not bad.
Not bad.
Not bad.
I am surely wanting to see more out of Ryan, but again, I'm going to focus a little bit more towards Legia once more on this Mirage. He's slotting in for Moose, and it seems like he's actually slotting in play for play, because he's also the secondary operator towards that B bomb site on Mirage. So I think this bodes well for Legia. We've certainly seen his performance not being the bottom fragger on MV's side of things, and being towards that B as that secondary operator should help him individually have some more confidence to take more duels, I think.
I think when I watch Legia play, he plays super aggressive towards his spots. So yeah, I agree. He will be over there at the B bomb site. We saw them play this map before. And I think he's going to play aggressive towards the apps. And I think a couple times those fights are really going to determine which way this match goes, right? Envious is probably going to play aggressive and do risky plays. If those risky plays pay off, they're going to win this map. I don't think they will, though, to be honest. I think MIBR is prepared for that. They run solid defaults, and they're just a class above this stand-in version of Envious.
This is where we'll actually get a sense for how true it is, like the MIBR self-conception that they're a team with a lot of firepower, as they said, a couple of them there. Well, if you on this map get out-fragged by Envy with the stand-in, I have questions about that. And this is the map for it to happen in theory. So if you're the Envy guys, there's still everything to play for in this series because this is the bounce back right now. It's the POG map.
Well, you still have that chaos element on the side of Envy as well, and we've already seen that throughout this tournament, or at least we saw one match from them, but already their opponents have said, hey, it's a bit harder to play against them because they have Leggy as a stand-in. They're kind of throwing some curveballs out that you're not expecting. They're kind of leaning into the chaos, and perhaps that's what we need to see here. Like you pointed out, Sean, it's more of a puggy map on Mirage. You can go for the aggression. You can try and make plays. Is that going to be the linchpin here that we're keeping an eye on for Envy?
I think so, especially on T side. You're going to see a lot of all-in plays, right? Faking mid-control and just scrimming out the A-bomb site dry, looking for fights. And if they get that opening kill at the A-bomb site, everything snowballs in their favor. If they stall out and the A player for MIBR has a lot of success here, they're going to run into a wall, and they're probably not going to know what to do because they have a stand-in. So it's really all in the opening duels for Envious. If they lose the opening duels, I could see this spiraling out of control, a lot like what we just saw in Overpass.
I'm going to go the second step off of that opening duels, how these players on MIBR actually react after those opening duels. We've been seeing them actually being able to get those first kills, but it's what they do right afterwards that determines what the rest of the team can actually... Are they able to convert these types of rounds? That's what I'm most curious about.
So we're about to go live with the match. Are we sticking with our predictions? We're sticking to MIBR?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes, 2-0.
We need to see more from Envy before we can start picking them in
Yeah.
some of these games.
All right. So sticking to their predictions here on the desk. Pretty sure that the commentators are doing the same. So we'll hand it over to Anders and Moses now to get us into the match.
Anders was just telling me he wanted to switch things up.
Oh, yeah.
Lying on broadcast. Okay. Actually, not even a new thing.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
It's just par for the course, isn't it, Jason? Hope you got it all out of your system now. We return to
Okay.
turn to reality.
Yeah, return to the good stuff.
I know, what would it
that's
take?
not- that's
what
not
would it
good
take
stuff.
to make you? No, that's not good. Is it? This is not what you want to see at all.
Results.
What would it take to make you, believe in Envy as a beginning to this map? What would you say? Like, I mean, let's say they win the pistol round, but I mean, Sean was saying that if they take risks and those risks pay off.
I think the problem with them, I mean, I agree, you're going to have to take risks, but the problem is MIBR, what they showed us in Overpass is they're willing to take risks as well, and they're willing to push up, and they're willing to be aggressors. So
Look at the read.
Yeah, that's almost frightening to begin with, and yeah, 3 players here fall and boosted up. This can be so harsh.
Very, very hard to break, especially with that opening kill from KNG that he's betting spotted. And yeah, backup's being called for. They don't check the corner, and why would they? They're expecting a third man to be here. They still actually beat the defense way better than I was expecting. That's pretty impressive. A bit of a fight here, but the bomb will be going down, and now they need to take a deep breath here, Envy. This is where you want to have someone be the captain and just call it in and say, just don't fight right now. Wait until see what they do.
Play contact. There's a flashbang. That's a nice idea. You have no more utility, so now you set up the crossfires. The one saving grace for MIBR, if they want to make this work, Fallen had the kit. It's dropped inside the bomb site, but they need an entrance, and that is not the one they want. Double beat. Fur's going to go down next. Well played from Envy.
Yeah, Mihu with a quad kill in that round. I mean, it was spread out across a little bit of distance, but that's really, really impressive. They walked into a stack.
I feel like more often than not, and I have no statistics to back this up, but I feel like more often than not, like 3-man stacks at the B bomb site just don't work nearly as effectively as you think they would.
No, maybe you could be right. I mean, by definition, almost right. You're gonna have a close range fight on your hand almost immediately. I mean, you saw it right there. Even when they get the first fight, it still really doesn't work out in their favor. So I think there could be something about that. But there's there's no reason almost not to do it, because at the A-bomb side, even if you have one player there, he's still probably going to be able to get some shots off with the USP, and that could be enough, right?
Oh dear. We'll see again. Tricky position for Taco, especially if Fallen can grab a kill or some damage. That's the first. Oh, this is beautiful for MIBR. Taco's still alive, and Fallen doesn't need to fight anymore. His teammates are here, and MIBR has slaughtered this attack so far. But Mihu has the bomb, and still with a chance. 1 minute and 10 seconds to play with.
Out right into the range of that Deagle, and KNG will take him down, man. That was, I mean, the fact that he got the first tag on the Scout through, and then another one before they even ran into that Deagle on Fallen is devastating.
Yeah. That's about picture perfect from MIBR. Fallen just rotates into the position just in time, just as the smoke clears, makes everything easy for Taco. There's the scout tag. Ryan goes down. Taco builds upon it. And him and Taco combined for 3 kills. And it's all tied up 1-1. So there's your good start. Envy won the pistol round. What's going to make you believe it's certainly not losing the second?
No, that's kind of the opposite effect, isn't it? That makes you really worried. See what MIBR can build quickly behind this. Remember when they were up on Overpass, they were like 8-0 in the beginning, and they didn't really have that much money to work with. Now, if they can change that here, it might actually look even better. It might even be a more powerful start. They are up against some upgraded pistols and some armor being purchased across the board. Actually, only 3 out of 5, and 2 of them... Oh, actually, there's a little bit of head armor there on Ryan. So I guess only leg gear is completely out of armor, but the rest of them are still going to be really vulnerable to the MP9 and the FAMAS on Fallen and Taco. So that lack of head armor is always a bit of an issue in rounds like these.
Well, actually, they get pretty close before Mayern's ready. That's a big opening kill. Fallen has got to hold the trigger. He needs to wait. Oh, and he's blown it. He's got the first, but it took way too long. The fact that he gets 2, it's impressive in and of itself.
Yeah, that was a pretty good double kill right over the smoke there, and Fur will spot it. Some patient play coming up from him, and Ryan goes down. Calyx is dropped next to him. They've recovered the scenario. That's a lot of damage, and a good bomb plant. That could have been a way worse scenario for MIBR.
Yeah, MIBR is going to have to be very cautious moving forward because they gained so much ground before Mayern was even ready to fight. They were already turning the corner in the bomb site before he had his gun out, and then he gets blinded. A desperate double kill for Fallen pretty much saves the day, and a 2-1 lead, but that plant is going to help out massively for Envy.
Yeah, that really makes a bit of a difference. Maybe not so much in this upcoming round, but after that, certainly, that's a good start. And the fact, I mean, I'm impressed that Fallen did panic after he screwed up that initial kill, because that could have been really bad.
Well, you could see he knew what was coming. And again, it just goes back to Fallen being very, very good at reading the play. He knows there has to be at least one lurker in Palace, and he's kind of holding his trigger until that peek comes in, and then at a certain point, you just can't wait any longer.
Oh no, this grenade. This is just a flashbang to start off with. I thought that was going to be an HE around the corner. That would have been devastating. I guess the rifle is still armed. There's just 3 people here. There was a whole Congo line going into the middle of the map, just ready to fight. So, very, very impressive. That will be another round for MIBR, this time with everybody staying alive. So, things are looking up at the moment.
Now, because everyone's stayed alive, they're not able to get the AWP out. No reason to just throw away one of these rifles. So they'll wait until they can win a round where someone dies to bring the AWP to play, and that was such a beast on Overpass. They'll want to get it out as soon as possible. 3-1. Kriegs and AK picked up for Envy. Both teams with pretty much full utility.
KNG pushed up. I don't know if he wanted to jump down there, if you're trying to make the jump across. But regardless, he's here now, guarding that underpass position, and they are kind of setting up on the other side. So we might have a little bit of a fight on his hand. In fact, that's getting really close now, and that smoke is going to fade in like 3 seconds, so he's in a lot of trouble here if it does. Calyx on the other side, the gun barrel showing, but somehow KNG going to be quicker on that one, and that's an early kill.
It's just unfortunate for Calyx. He was just the perfect headshot position, but KNG, there's no way out. You're going to have to fight and see if you can make it. A lot of resources being used to give him some semblance of safety, and I'm not sure that's the right play. That takes away all the smokes that MIBR had for the rest of the round, and KNG still hasn't escaped.
Yeah, they set up the wall for it, but he's still hanging around. Let's see if Envy make the incorrect assumption that he has escaped, because they're kind of running around the map right now, and if he's going to stay down there and try and backstab them really early on, that would be such an interesting wrinkle to this round.
Well, he's going to go clear these B halls, right? And that's going to allow Taco to rotate back, and that's a player with full HP taking over supportive position at the A bomb site for someone who's got 50 or 23 HP, excuse me.
Yeah.
So that's a nice trade for MIBR once Taco eventually does start to rotate. It's got to come quick. KNG's clearing everything. So Taco's still there at the B bomb site. This isn't bad so far for Envy just yet.
No, but it's about to be another couple of seconds, and they're in a lot of trouble here. And there's only 20 seconds left anyway. Bit of an early fight there for Fallen. I think he just put out a couple of shots as a bit of a precaution, but they're running out of time here. Ryan maybe could shoot KNG in the back, but not before Nifty goes down. That's the round pretty much done here. 8 seconds, and Ryan, you don't want versus 4. Just needs to find a way to either run or die right now, and he's going to make a run for it. That's a crushing way to lose a round if you're Envy.
Well, here's the thing. KNG went down, so an AWP can get picked up. up now for MIBR, and they transitioned into 3 Kriegs. So that round does not go much worse, or can't go much worse for Envy.
No, you're right. Oh, God.
And that's the problem. I mean, this is a situation where it's kind of a hard call to make, but you almost feel like you have to clear out KNG's position. Even when he gets that kill onto Calyx, you don't necessarily know how much HP he has, but someone needs to work with that last player in the B halls to clear out those stairs. That's way too much information for KNG to be given for free.
It'd be really interesting to try and ask Envy about at some future date, you know, did you think he was escaped through that wall of smoke in the middle? What was the assumption being made? Because it definitely backfired pretty heavily. Fallen, as you mentioned, he had enough to afford that AWP, and he's picked it up. He can't really find a line for the smoke just yet. So they're on the bomb site, and even if they get the bomb plant down, I think MIBR will do just fine with it, as long as they don't give up a lot of rifles here and lose a lot of economy. The bomb plant itself should be just fine. Now, Ryan does have a Kree currently, but no armor. He's a little bit armed, sorry. So could still be doing some damage, but he's losing all of his teammates.
We'll see. He's going to try and rotate around. Nifty needs to do something. Ooh, he's got the first kill. That's not bad. There's 2 smokes and a Molotov, and Fallen's watching it. But you're exactly right. MIBR more than willing to give up the plant. They know in a victory, Envy's going to have the full losing bonus in their favor. It's now 5 rounds in a row for MIBR. And the plant isn't the biggest deal to give up. Fur's got $13,000 before he buys.
Rich.
Rich.
So rich. That's enjoyable from his point of view. 5-1, and again, this is such a different story. Remember, even if they were 8-1 in that first map, the fact that they actually have the money to continue to buy no matter what here is a bit of a difference. So Envy somehow are actually in a worse position, even though they have an earlier round this time.
Yeah, it doesn't look pretty.
No,
I mean, because that was one of the good things they had at the early stages of Overpass was you have the money right on the edge for MIBR. That's no longer an option for them to reset that anytime soon. They're going to have to burn through 2 or 3 rounds, and it's not looking likely. This MIBR came to play today. They looked very confident and aggressive and assertive on Overpass, looking much the same here. First the KNG push. Now you're going to start getting the ops in play, and we'll see how they work with those.
Yeah, and it would be interesting as we go, you know, through the next days here, just to see how's it going to feel for MIBR when they face, you know, possibly tougher opposition than Envy at the moment. I kind of want to see if they can keep the style up.
Oh, no.
No!
Oh, he stopped short. Nifty was looking for a peek along the wall. That was a crouch peek earlier than he expected.
He stopped short. Did he knock out the bottom of that tower before he took down the top? That is actually dirty.
He did everything right. You stop short, and you hit the bottom one first.
You both hate and love to see that. I have mixed feelings about that kind of a play.
It's the Tower of Power, baby.
That's exactly what it was.
Shout out Frank Zappa.
Oh man, they were. Oh man, I can't believe they're lying right on top of each other as well. For ready, and he'll win that fight easily. That's going to be a ridiculous replay, isn't it? It happened so quick.
Fur's got to know, certainly, and he's going to get the kill anyways. 2 kills for Fur, 2 stunning kills from Fallen, and not switching into a double op setup just yet. Fallen's happy with the Krieg for the moment. But again, that's just more money. Now 4 players for MIBR after the buy over $10,000.
And not even the oh god. There's nothing you can do if you're the top player as well. Like, oh, there goes my recoil.
Yep. Well, he already took a shot as well. It was the Opera on top, wasn't it?
He was.
Listen, there was a whole lot of, there's a host of bad things that happened in that round. So here we go. Op on KNG, peering in towards the upper B tunnels. He's going to have, what, 6 flashbangs and 3 smokes to deal with?
Yeah, but he's got a teammate ready with a grenade in hand. You could see Taco's holding it. So at minimum, they're going to be flashed, and probably Taco will just put out the Molotov right afterwards. So they're going to have a hard time coming through this fire, almost no matter what, I think. We'll see. Certainly thinking about it still, but as they're doing this, they've got to go because the rest of the map could be under control of MIBR. Good flick for KNG. That's the bomb. So the game is up. They know what's coming, and Moore is joining in. KNG, a nice lineup, and there's Taco with a flashbang. That's an ace. AWP versus pistols, but still, that was very, very clean.
Listen, once that gets into the highlight clips, you're never going to see Taco's contribution, but just bombing nades into those halls, that makes KNG feel so comfortable just taking those peaks.
Yeah, he's behind the wall every time the grenade goes off.
Yep.
It's so well timed.
I think it's, what, 2, maybe 3 assists for Taco?
Yeah. That's so well done. And then the Molotov at the end. It was just all the grenades.
It's perfect.
Great teamwork.
Perfect teamwork. Nifty trying to take matters into his own hand. 0-7 for Legia, but I mean, there's really just not a lot of kills. Fallen, yeah, you were surely going to go down at any point. 0 on Legia, 1 on Nifty, 2 on Calyx, and 2 on Ryan. Not enough production from this offense.
Not at the moment, no. Very confused about this particular play from Fallen. Sneaking into the middle. Oh, nearly catching that alt player in the middle. That would have been really something. KNG is going to be flashed off the angle. Otherwise, a cool boost to try and catch them off guard. And they're going to try and continue the fight. That's very dangerous. And Taco maybe could have won that fight. I think he wasn't flashed, but good shot from Mihu. And that should give them a round here.
That's a little bit of a pride check for Envy. That was MIBR starting to really try and flex and just say, we can just pug and we can do whatever we want. Fallen pushing through the smoke, Fur going for a dry peek delayed in the window.
Yeah, that was Fallen saying, guys, what if I sneak into the smoke with the AWP? Okay. Nice shot. But that was too far. He found the limit of what could be done.
I'm fine with it. You have so much money built up. Like KNG was going to be maxed out if he survived this round. So I mean, go for it. You're going to lose a lot of the Kriegs, but I don't mind the attempt from MIBR to just say we have you beat already 8 rounds in.
Yeah, let's see if we can crush your spirits as well.
Yeah, obviously didn't work, so it'll be 7-2. But as we mentioned a number of times, plenty of cash for MIBR to buy up. Envy's not out of it whatsoever. This is going to be a very, very difficult comeback in this half to even give themselves an opportunity when they switch sides.
Yeah, Leggy is 0-7 right now, and again, it's a stand-in. You know, it's kind of hard to blame him. It's also could be tricky on the T side, I guess. It'd be interesting to see if they get enough rounds here on the first half, if they can still, you know, give him a bit of a chance to have more of a say when they're in the second half. But this is a really rough start. They won the pistol round,
yeah,
Envy, and then they lost 7 in a row, and now they're back winning another round. That's not good enough.
It's not great. That's a terrible sandwich.
It is. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't even know.
Can't build on that.
I was thinking all the worst things you would in a sandwich. I was going to say pickles, but you like pickles. So
I really like pickles.
I don't. Just pickles. Maybe it could be tuna from your point of view. Not a
Yeah,
big
that's
fan.
disgusting. Although a tuna sandwich isn't bad. Tuna salad sandwich.
What?
Yeah, I just don't like it on pizza because I'm not a psychopath. Anyways, back to the game. 7-2.
7-2. Yeah, that's I mean, kind of a similar scenario as to the one. I think again, just even worse because the economy is so good for MIBR. But if Envy want to turn this around, then they need to build on this round and they need to win like the next 3 in a row, and then we could start to have a bit of a comeback type discussion going on. Noticing MIBR haven't even gone that aggressive outside of, I guess, KG being down in the underpass and stuff like that, but there's been no pushes into the A hallways. This time a little bit further up over at the B side. So that's definitely interesting.
Yeah, they haven't had to be aggressive outside of that one round, as you mentioned, with KNG. They've just been dominating at the point of attack. It's really just the last round there was any kind of a hiccup. So mid-control this round for Envy. But there are so many bodies from MIBR ready to contain this control to just underneath the window, even in the window room. They're fine with that for the moment. It's all down to KNG and looking both ways. And Calyx is going to be in some trouble, but he turns. KNG sees it first.
I think he might have spotted him already, but they get the kill on the other side on Taco, so now they're just going to try and see if they can beat him to the punch here. Nice headshot, and that's the bomb drop as they try and get into the site, swinging wide, and they almost had him. That might have been a kill for Legia, but great bodyguarding going on there for Fallen, saving his teammate. Not the second time, though, but it still leaves Ryan alone, and he's not even going to make it on to the bomb site there. Fallen will take him down, and MIBR shutting the door. Well, they still have their fingers in the frame, Jason. That
Not anymore.
No.
They're missing the fingers now.
Clean off.
KNG is having one hell of a series. He ended with, what, like 25 or 24 kills on Overpass. He's up at 17-3 right now.
Yeah, he's having a very, very smooth time. I appreciate that first save for Fallen.
Yeah, that was perfect. And that's just by virtue of MIBR getting the read of what's happening very early. By the time Envy called for that heavy B play right at the end, they were so far back in halls, it bought the time for KNG to rotate out of ladder room to get the angle, Fallen to get in towards market. Everything just worked out perfect for MIBR. Their timings have been on point with the rotations.
Kind of wish someone would have been there for Nifty to peek. That was a cool little way to gain some speed. Took some damage for it, but that would have been fun.
All worth.
All worth it in the end. Let's see if they can get this A execute working, though. I think Nifty's trying to make a bit of noise on the one side, and they're going to go straight for it. Trying to shoot through the top of the box, but not really connecting with Mayon. And mid-air headshot as Calyx trying to jump onto the side. And now again, MIBR, I know they're feeling really good, but they can slow it down if they want to. Mayon with a second kill, and Fallen pushing through the smoke. A little bit of aggression once again. Up on top and almost connected with that one. The angle not quite working out, but Fur will be on the other angle, and no bomb plan yet, as Legia gets denied.
And Nifty didn't gain anything towards that B bomb site. Didn't find a peek as the players rotated out, so now he's here. The last one left. First kill is his, but he's locked in. Fallen's got the op on his position, and you can't shoulder peek him. 9-2 for MIBR.
Kenji's 18-3. He's
Onliner.
he's oh man. Don't get to, you don't hear that nearly often enough.
No, what was it before all these leagues, obviously for good reason, went to online? It was like Navi hadn't played an online game of Counter-Strike in like a year and a half.
And it kind of shows in the results.
That's so mental to think about.
Rough times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Back to the Stone Age.
Back to that. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what it is, but they're certainly having Taco's 2-4, Mayon is 6-4, and they're still just absolutely beating them up.
Yeah, but how many assists does Taco have?
He's got plenty. He's doing an amazing job.
Great job.
Yeah, and I don't know. I mean,
he's got 0 assists actually.
0? No, it can't be true. We
That's
saw him get.
That's really awkward. They don't count flash assists in the scoreboard.
Wow.
I know. It's really lame.
Yeah, we'll count them anyway. We'll give him the credit that he
in
deserves.
that case, Taco has got 10 assists.
He's got all the assists.
We'll give him 10. We'll give him double digits.
Just throw in a number. That's fine. Fallen in the middle against Pistols with an AWP, taking down Nifty. This is, again, shaping up to be such a devastating first half that Envy might not have a say at all. They've been punched right in the mouth.
Yeah, well, this is now both maps where the lead in the start for MIBR has been so strong that Envy just hasn't even felt in it. There was the one chance for them to get into it on Overpass, but they never felt like they were in control of any kind of a comeback. And it's feeling much the same here on Mirage.
Being flanked by Fur even as they're executing onto the bomb site. This is a ruthless version of MIBR that I love to see. I don't get to see it nearly often enough. Legia will get a headshot there with the deal, but that's about it. And first flank never even comes into play. They didn't even need it. 10-2. Man, this is absolutely devastating at the moment. I can't even come up with any kind of reasonable scenario in which they could make this work, Envy. What will it take to turn this around, this
you talk about, just a team that is kind of, thrown together and still figuring things out of their lineup. You talk about an individual performance. The problem on this map is no one is bringing you the numbers. You still have 2 kills on Legia, 2 on Calyx, 4 on Nifty, 3 on Ryan. That 12 rounds in is just not great. Nice shot from Ryan to stop Fur's aggression.
Ooh, pushing through the smoke and maybe could have caught it. Nice play from Nifty though. Again, you need someone to be a playmaker, and Nifty definitely is trying his best at the moment.
Well, and as you say that, Taco makes the play for MIBR. Pushed up so far that MIBR really doesn't have to worry about this B bomb site a whole lot. Taco even has a Molotov to throw down after the first engagement if he wants.
Yeah, he can be quick about it. Flashbang to set it up. It goes really, really far, and actually, good shot from Ryan once again, though. And they don't need to push. This is over a minute left. They've got a 5 versus 3, so they can chill out for just a minute here.
They don't want to wait too long, though, because then you allow MIBR to start to read things and start to get a feel for what's happening across the map. Mayern's going to push into the bomb site. And you might see him actually get aggressive towards Palace and just take the risk going up ladder and seeing if he can push into a very, very safe position. Now the Molotov comes down at A ramp, and MIBR's onto this. All 3 players are going to be here. Envy's taken way too long readjusting across the map.
Yeah, K&G trying to see if he could get the timing snuck in. Good kill for Fallen. Back out in the open. I can't believe he hit that shot on Legia. No time at all. And Main will take down Ryan. Another kill comes through. And Nifty alone in a 1 versus 2 with 20 seconds left.
He's got the bomb. He can bail out. He can bail out to the B bomb site. But Fallen's watching for this now, too. Fallen might have just put his stamp on this round. Wow. Straight to the face. 11-2.
What a catastrophe for Envy. You even called it 20 seconds early. If they wait too long, MIBR would figure it out, and that's exactly what happened. What a horrible way to lose a round. They are getting just devastatingly spanked at the moment.
I will say, it's not a bad read from Envy either. Like that, I don't even mind that call. The problem is you cannot wait for all 5 players to be set up and ready to go at that A bomb site, because it's going to take the same amount of time for MIBR to rotate the defenders back from the B bomb site. You have to have a portion of the attack starting to probe, starting to attack and be aggressive before everyone else gets there. And this is actually some nice openings for Envy to get into the A bomb site.
Yeah, run and gun with that Krieg. Working out pretty well. In spite of the fact that they lost an early player through the smoke, they still got the bomb down there in a 3-on-3. A little bit of noise here as Taco just trying to take the fight. I wonder if there's going to be a flashbang to set up for the peak there, but I don't think they have any left on the Envy side, so it's all going to be manual work from here on out. Ryan going down, some grenades into the corner, and KMG, he scopes just at the wrong time and didn't get a chance to spot Legia, who's now alone, and he's going to get picked up as well. My God.
I know. I almost feel bad for Envy. This time they get everything they want. A 2-for-2 trade into that bomb site. Everything's looking good. There was good repositioning from Mihu to get away from the caution boxes, toxic boxes.
Almost feel bad. They've nearly reached. They found the empathy inside of you, Jason.
Yeah, well, almost is about all I had.
All right.
3 ops setup, quad op setup. MIBR just flexing with the cash flow. 3 ops, Krieg, and an AUG.
All right. No auto sniper though. I mean, I feel like that's what you want at this point in time. That could have been a beautiful kill. They're up past the smoke, but KNG will still get one, and now down in the underpass is Foe with another AWP, and enemies are going to be wondering,
what are you supposed to do?
what's happening here? What's going on?
Oh, this is old school MIBR. They used to love flexing like this with mass op strategies, just for no good reason. Nifty, 1 versus 5. He's got 2, but where? Oh, he's gonna do it. He's got a 1-on-1.
Yeah, and this time it's not an AWP. 3 of them are peeking him. Taco's got all the health in the world, but he's only got 2 kills.
He hasn't had to do anything this whole game. This is his time to shine.
Yeah, he's finally been called on. He's the ringer. Oh, the turn around Nifty! That's a nice ace at the end of it.
1 versus 5.
I can't believe it. 1 versus 5 ace. That is really something. I mean, they did obviously mess around a little bit in that one, but
yeah, we often say it takes a mistake to win a clutch like that. Well, this was like intentionally giving him about 5 or 6 mistakes to see if he could do it. And fair play to Nifty. He's got Envy their 3rd round, but it's looking oh so grim. We'll see if MIBR can close this series when we come back from the break, so stay tuned.
Return to a bit of a...
What's the matter? I forgot to turn your mic on there, Anders?
You son of a bitch. It's a 12-3 scoreline in favor of MIBR, Jason. How does that make you feel?
It makes me feel very happy. I was actually a little bit worried coming into this and predicting MIBR. As I said, it feels like every time we predict MIBR to win at this point, with what we've seen from them lately, it's like a mercy prediction.
That's true. Yeah.
So I'm glad to see them dominating a match that they should be dominating.
It's like if your girlfriend asks you if she looks, you know, if she looks fat in these pants. That's you feel like with MIBR, you say like, no. It's like you play great Counter-Strike, but this time it's worked great.
No, you guys still got it. You certainly still have it. Double stack in dark, and it's working so far. But now the slaughter commences.
Yeah, that was a good opening, some good USP headshots, but they were just more and more and more T's, just waterfalling down out from the... It just kept coming forever, and that was too much to handle at the end of it. So the bomb will be planted. It's a 2-on-3 with Calix and Mihu, one of them flanking, one of them coming in from the jungle, and that's... I mean, it's great with the flanks and all, but you don't have enough time right now. You need to make this move right here. I don't know if there's a kit on the ground somewhere, but they don't have any smokes picked up either. So this is going to be very rough, and it just became impossible more or less here. Mihu, long-range fight, but he's going to run out of bullets, and that will be another round for MIBR. Wow, this is devastating.
Yeah, an overpass. At least NV won that second pistol round to buy themselves a little bit of time for whatever it is they wanted to do with that time. But here, it looking like it's going to be a quick end for MIBR. This is perfect. They managed the stack very nicely, as you mentioned. That stack is great when the most portion of the attack is coming up the ramp. But when you have 3 bodies streaming off the balcony, if you're not hitting those quick headshots, those Glocks are going to start being very, very effective.
Yeah, it's a bit of an issue, and I don't even know. I'm not sure Envy want more time. Maybe they just want out. Maybe they just say, you know what? Just can't be dealing with this anymore.
I probably would.
So please make it stop.
Throw in the towel.
There's no such thing as that.
Yeah, we haven't gotten to the point of forfeits and mercy rules in Counter-Strike. We want you to feel the full crushing weight of embarrassment.
Yeah, I mean, that would be a real shame. I get why it's in other games, but not in Counter-Strike. Just you have to be booed off the server eventually.
Yeah, teabagged all the way to the end.
That's how we do.
Haven't seen any teabagging yet out of MIBR.
No, that's disappointing. That's a good point of criticism, I think.
Maybe the one thing we're missing from this this MIBR team today. There's Mihu with a nice double kill. That's all he's gonna get. 14-3 now.
They had a flashbang that was thrown just, I think, in the worst possible position that they could have picked on that A-bomb site. They still got some kills, but nothing to do with the flashbang. The flashbang almost went into shadow for some reason. From the CT side, that is.
Yeah.
So,
all right, last-ditch effort. Well, this is... Okay, that decoy has gone absolutely nowhere. Proof that decoys are still utterly useless.
Yeah, it's hard to explain why they use them in the game. I think right now they just serve as like a tax for stupid people who buy them.
An idiot tax.
Yeah.
$50 idiot tax.
Which I appreciate, I mean.
The only utility you buy.
If only you could buy more of them. If you could buy like
4 decoys?
Yeah.
Now that's an idea.
Sort of rain down, you know.
Drop 3 at once. Then all of a sudden it looks you can actually fake a hit.